Right, good morning everybody, or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world and where you might be watching from. Welcome to Lloyd Tries Cars. I'm Lloyd, and today we're going to try something a little bit special. So a good friend of mine, Josh at Hope Collectibles, has offered me the chance to drive something quite interesting. Now, it's not a car that's on our Evo Top 100 list, but it doesn't really matter because when somebody offers you the opportunity to drive that, you're not going to say no, are you? So this is a McLaren 600 LT. It came out at a very similar time as a Ferrari 488 Pista. It was kind of like the special McLaren at the time. And 600 brake horsepower, 4-litre twin turbo V8. I think it's a 4-litre turbo twin turbo V8. Might be a 3.8. We'll check that. I'm going to put a little bit of script across the bottom of the screen right now, just to tell you exactly what it is. But either way, 600 brake horsepower, 2.9 to 60. Really quick car, but all those kind of tech specs and figures and all that kind of stuff doesn't really interest me. It's how does the car feel? Is it special? Does it give you the fizz? Is it really worthy of the LT name, which is what they called Longtail, which was always of the special variants of McLarens, racing series of McLarens. They always started with McLaren F1 and then they went to Longtail in the 90s with the Le Mans program to give it a bit more aerodynamicism down the straights and so on. Anyway, it's kind of stuck as the special McLaren name. So you've got 675 LT, 600 LT, 765 LT. It's kind of the special name now for McLaren. So let's have a little look around it. So this car is Volcano Red. It's got carbon packs 1 and 2. It's quite a special thing. We like a McLaren because it's got a carbon tub and the doors open like this. So who doesn't love scissor doors, eh? Is that not just fantastic? I know that these things are really special. But don't get me wrong, I'm going to give you some more insight on how it drives and feels and everything. But let's have a little sit inside it and we'll talk you through the interior and bits and pieces. But first we'll do a quick look around the outside. So as you can see, please forgive, there is a little bit of dirt on it. It's a fresh part exchange. Josh was kind enough to say, look, it's just come in. Do you want to have a go in it? So of course I said yes. Look at the carbon. I mean, look at the diffuser. Have you ever seen such an aggressive diffuser in your whole life? Cheeky little reversing camera there. That's good to know. But God, can you imagine denting that or making a mess of that? So yeah, you want to be careful with that one. You've got the flamethrowers. Now, anybody would have been online and seen McLaren's spitting flames from the top of these exhausts. Really quite impressive footage, and I think there might be a video that we could share and put over of what these things are like at night time. The blue flames they spit out are absolutely fantastic. Really nice feature for a modern car, actually, with all the catalytic converters and everything like that. So let's have both doors up, shall we? Come on, let's have both doors. Isn't that fantastic? The thing that strikes me about it is it's quite small. It's sat here. Most supercars are big, massive things that just look horrible to kind of thread down a country B road in the UK. This thing's quite small. It's quite petite. It's quite nice. And when you open the doors, you immediately realise how much of the width of the car is lost to the tub. So, I mean, there's so much width in these doors. You immediately notice this carbon tub. And yeah, just the kind of the small base that it's built around. So McLaren's obviously really high tech, lightweight things, lots of carbon fibre, lots of special materials. So yeah, let's have a little look inside the car, and we'll show you now the interior and kind of how it feels. So yeah. Right, so we're just going to have a little look at the inside now. So I'm a bit bulked up. I've got big coat on today because it's still cold. For some reason it's April, it's still cold in this country, so I don't know, I give up. But right, we're just going to hop into this thing and we're going to see how difficult it is to get in, which turns out not very at all, actually. I mean, I'm not the biggest gentleman in the world, but neither am I the smallest, and it's a really nice kind of easy place to throw your legs over this carbon tub. So I'm just gonna have a little think about how is this on rollers? Yes, it is. There we go. No need for additional weight. So driving position wise, initial thoughts, I can really stretch my legs out. So I can reach. So normally a car's pedals are set a bit further back. In this thing, you can really set your legs out straight. I'm sat beautifully. The steering wheel is the thing that I immediately noticed. Nice thin rim. It's beautiful. I hate cars when they've got these massive fat steering wheels. The paddles are really nicely positioned. Nice clicking action. Yeah, it's a really, really good driving position so far. I've got a really comfortable seat, so I can rest my head against the seat belt. The thing I'm really interested to find out is how the ergonomics are with this thing. So if you join me round the other side, I'll talk you through a little bit of the interior. Right, so we're just going to pull the door down, see what the space is like with the door down. So lovely. I'm immediately feel wrapped into the driving position. I've got this beautiful armrest, which is actually part of the door. I can just rest my elbow on really nicely. I've got a speaker system here. I've got, it feels low slung, like I really am in a cockpit of like a fighter jet or something. It's exactly how you want it to feel. Let's have a look and see if there's any steering adjustability. So I like my steering wheel as high as possible. Okay, so that's as high as it goes. I think I might like the steering wheel a little bit higher, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. I'm not going to moan too much. So let's have a little look at the infotainment. So this pops on. I don't know if it's got Apple CarPlay or anything like that. I'm sure it will. So we've got traction control modes here. We've got different settings for different things, launch controls, etc. We've got the driving modes, obviously drive, neutral, reverse, hazards. We've got the really clear screen in front of us here. So let's all see how this adds up when it comes to driving. I mean, these indicator stalks are beautiful. You can see the measures that they've gone to save weight. All the materials feel like really good quality, as you would expect of a car of such value, but it really has loads of Alcantara, and it's worn really quite well, actually, I have to say. The seat is really comfortable. That suits me really nicely. But I think the thing that we would like to do is press the start button. Right, we're going to drop a layer off, and we're just going to pop this coat into the front trunk of the McLaren. Now, how do we get into this? Do you like my fetching woolen jumper, by the way? Those sheep don't. I don't appreciate it. Right, how are we getting into the boot then? Oh, there you go. So you've got little buttons on the back of the door, so I can pop my frunk. I like that. They thought about that. I like that. Okay. So that is not a bad little storage space, actually. You'll get a suitcase in there with a couple of carrier bags, I'm sure, and you can go and have yourself a little weekend away somewhere. Maybe a nice driving holiday. My wife would love that. Let's go. Okay, so, right, okay, you join me sat from the driver's seat. We've got Josh from Hope and Hope Collectibles. This is Josh Hope, the man, who's very kindly offered to let me have a go in the McLaren. So thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Right, we're going to have fire this up. We're going to just go and head out on some roads. We'll have some initial driving impressions first, and then we'll see how we're fixed in whether we like the McLaren or not. I think we're probably going to like it, but let's see how much we like it. Right, let's fire this baby up. Begin.
It's on the brake.
It's definitely on the brake. Cheeky fucker.
Just press it.
I pressed it! It's broken down.
Classic.
Classic McLaren.
Oh, brilliant. What have you done to my car?
What have I done to your car? Have I got to lock it and unlock it? Hang on, should we lock it?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Josh. Josh.
What have you done?
Why is it broken?
You've done it.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. We're off.
Shit.
Right, okay. It's all good. We'll edit that out.
It's on.
We'll edit this
The
out.
car is on.
Right, the car has begun. Okay. So I'll probably start a new video at this point without all that shit going on.
You can do some bloopers, mate.
I can do some bloopers. Right, we're up and running. I don't want... Why is my window sort of down?
Door not shut properly.
That's so good. You're so right. Right, into drive. Away we go. enough, more than quick enough. So just watch your head against the thing, actually, just to make sure.
Yeah. Right now it should be better.
Perfect. Okay. Right. So we're just going to stroll along the Fossway, perfectly comfortable as we've spoken about. Things so far that I'm immediately impressed with. Ride quality, comfort. The gearbox is so special. The performance is obviously incredible. The engine is so linear. There's no turbo lag. It doesn't hit you with a big dollop of turbocharged power when you're not expecting it. And that gearbox is just fantastic. So let's flick it through this roundabout. Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't really need to. No road car needs to be hooking this. Everything is purely excessive. But the question I wanted to know is, does it feel special? Well, so far, yes, it does. So far, it does. And I have to say, even driving at relatively sane speeds, it's very, very impressive and does feel very special. Feels like a proper McLaren should. A little bit mad, but also you know that it's on your side. You know it's not doesn't really feel like it's going to spit you off at any point. Feels like it's going to look after you. So I have to say, so far, the McLaren, Big Mac from me. A good thumbs up, to be honest. Feels really, really like it's on my side. Wow. That is absolutely stunning. And again, it doesn't feel big as well. We're on a country beat road. It doesn't feel massive. The front end, the way that the steering's talking to me is just fantastic. It's telling me everything I needed to know. It weights up beautifully, and you can feel exactly. I've never had such clarity between steering wheel and front wheels in my life. You're right about the gear changes, Josh. They really, really do change. You get a big clap on the downshift. Wow. So yeah, what can I tell you from what I've just experienced? The engine is so linear. There's so much performance. Obviously, we know it's got more performance than you could ever need on the road, but the engine linearity, it doesn't hit you with a load of power when you're not wanting it. It's absolutely stunning. It feels like a naturally aspirated engine, which I suppose is the idea. Initial turning, you can adjust slightly mid-corner, and it'll tell you exactly what it wants to do. You know, if it just wants to just apex a little bit later, it will do. It'll tell you that. It's absolutely sublime. Just the turning and adjustability. Wow, I've never ever, as I say, I've never had such clarity between steering and front wheels before. And that gearbox as well. When you're on the move, just feel it just cracking through those gear changes. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. absolutely feels small in its lane. It feels like I've got loads of room to move. It doesn't feel like it's this massive supercar. As I say, when I first saw it, it looked like it was going to be quite petite, and it lives up to that on the road as well. Got it in sport mode, Josh. Is it firmed up a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it had. So yeah, so the ride quality's been affected because we are in sport mode. So the dampers have been firmed up slightly. The gearbox is a bit more aggressive. So left foot brake on this occasion. Right. Big dollop of power. Absolutely fantastic. Just using a little bit at the other side of the road. Down a couple of gears into second. Again, that turning, I can't get enough of the way this car feels and handles. Into third. Big explosion of power there. We head down that little straight. Down to third. Stick it into this left-hander. That's about the brakes I should add. Sorry, George. Should have mentioned I was doing that. The brakes I should add, amazing. Loads of feel through the pedal, and I'm braking with my left foot. And it's so intuitive. You just don't normally do that on the road. Second gear, step it in there. I've never ever been able to left foot brake so immediately. I'm immediately in tune with this car. To left foot brake in a road car is just completely unheard of. Completely unheard of. You just don't really do it. You know, left foot braking normally sends you through the front windscreen in most things, and you just don't really need to do it. But the fact is, it's set up perfectly. The way that the pedals are set and everything's set directs you beautifully. Really lean on this car too much on the public roads because it is just so fast, so fast. But yeah, so far I'm really gelling with this car. That's the key word. I'm really gelling with it. I feel like it's really not that difficult to jump in and drive quickly. I feel like it's the kind of car that you can just hop in and you'll be on the pace quite quickly with it. You'll be on, up to speed with it. How did you find it, Josh? Joshy drives a little bit. How did you find it, mate?
Thought it was quicker than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just say it's very easy to drive.
Yeah.
There's no real massive tech stuff that you have to contend with. It just sort of gets in and go, isn't it?
Gets on.
The engine is smooth and easy to get on with.
Yeah.
The brakes are pretty good when you get them warmed up.
It's almost easier to brake with your left foot than your right foot with the way that things are.
Yeah, with the right foot, you can get the pedals mixed up a little bit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But yeah, if you left foot brake, it feels fine.
Again, so impressed with the performance of this thing. I mean, you just have to breathe on the throttle and it sends you up the road. To conclude, can a 600 LT be special all of the time? The answer is yes, but it's on the limit of, it's pretty impressive, it's on the limit of what's legal, really. If you were to drive this car within the speed limit, it is still special, but it's so restricted in this country when it comes to being able to really unleash its performance. I mean, if we just head just out of the speed limit there, we can just turn it into this left-hander. Sometimes it can just have a little moment just as it fights the traction control between gears. It can just take that power away from you. But yes, an adrenaline rush it really is, but you do need to take this thing to a track day to really get the most out of it. There's most amount of fun on the public highway in this car. And again, this is, I say, the problem with modern day cars. Of course, you know, it's not really a problem having more power than you need, but you can't really exploit it. I mean, this car revs to 8,000 RPM. By the time you've gone through 3 gears before 4,000 RPM, you are well in excess of the speed limit. So you've really got to be mindful that it is a really cool thing to have, but you need to be getting into track days and things to be really exploiting this car. But it feels really special, and the thing that I'm really impressed with is just how the car feels. I'm so connected to it. I've really gelled with this thing. The way that you can just jump into a 600 brake horsepower supercar these days, having not really driven one before, and just connect with it and not really be afraid of it. I mean, at no point during this experience have I felt afraid or worried about what might happen. It just hasn't spat me out at all. The engine has been just an absolute honey. It's been really linear in the way it delivers its performance. It doesn't just give you a big kick of power when you don't want it. I think it's so impressive nowadays that we've got cars that really anybody can jump in and drive quickly. And really, I do mean that. It's not like a Golf R or RS3 you can jump in it and drive it quickly. I mean, this is a 600 LT and you can just jump in it and drive it quickly if you've got some idea of what you're doing. I'm far from a racing driver, but I've got some idea of what I'm doing. Really impressed with the way that the braking feels. I've never jumped into a car before and just gone straight in with left foot braking, ever. That's never happened, and I have done with this car. I'm really impressed. The gearbox is so good. I wish it would sound a little bit better from inside. It does feel a bit gearboxy in here for a road car, but I know that on the outside it sounds like pure hell. It really is a hell of a thing. So 600 LT for the price point. I mean, what's this car up for, Josh?
150 grand.
150 grand. For 150 grand, I'm not sure that you're going to get really a more impressive car for the money. I mean, there's such good value, and I really genuinely do think that this is going to go. I mean, how much quicker do you really need a car to be? I mean, you just don't. 600 brake horsepower, 0 to 62.9 seconds. You just don't need to go any quicker than that. But it feels solid. It feels like a quality product. I've really enjoyed my time with it, and I think the answer is yes. It does feel special most of the time. But I do think in this country you are going to struggle to really get the most out of it. You really are. So it's a massive thumbs up from me in terms of the way this car is, and you can't really dock it points for being in a country that can't accept it. So I really am thoroughly impressed. I'm so grateful to you, Josh, for letting me have a go in it. Thank you so much indeed, as we just avoid these speed bumps and we go careful.
Yeah, no. Any other cars I get in, I'll get you in there. Just have a go in.
Really appreciate it. But let's just battle through this little wave of speed bumps. Which, come on, you were in a low car. This Fiesta's in a low car, and he's like going around him, and I'm like, I want to take the middle. Right up the hill. It's even short shifting. It's just an absolute animal. Right. It's a big thumbs up from me. This car thoroughly deserves its place on whatever future top 100 drivers list there might be, that's for sure. 600 LT, believe every word of hype that you've heard about it. It's the real deal, really special. I'd love to get this car on a track and see what it can really do. I really would. But the gearbox, really special. Engine, really special. The way it drives, feels, just for the money. I'm not sure that you get much more. So really special car. Thank you ever so much for watching again. If you've got any cars that you feel like you can offer for my Evo Top 100 Drivers cars list, check out Lloyd Tries Cars on Instagram. Keep liking, subscribing, supporting. Really appreciate it. And each video, hopefully there'll be a small improvement in terms of quality or whatever it is I'm talking about at the time. This is a new thing, it's a new venture. We can but improve. So thanks again for watching. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers, Joshy.
That's all right.
Thank you, mate.